Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. It's Michael here, PokeOz. First thing I want to say is that England are getting absolutely spanked in the cricket. As an Australian, there's not much we like to see more than that. Sorry if you're a UK viewer, but hey, you know, friendly rivalry, very friendly cricket rivalry between Australia and England. On to bigger and brighter things though, Pokemon investing. We see a lot of things in the headlines at the moment, okay? We see things like these catastrophic and disastrous headlines about Pokemon investing. Everything's going to zero. Everything's tanking. Old arts are crashing. Crash, crash, tank, tank, doom, doom. Like, there's just so much catastrophe around headlines I've seen in the last month, whether it's YouTube thumbnails, whether it's the title of the YouTube videos, whether it's blogs that people are writing, whether it's, you know, forums on Reddit that people are posting up. There just seems to be, I suppose, a fair bit of negativity around the investing space at the moment. And here's where I want to flip your thinking. That's the whole idea behind this video. And I don't plan on going on a rant, although it might almost seem like a bit of a rant because there's no real direction to this video. It's just me talking and flowing through the ideas that are sitting inside my head regarding this very topic around the negativity towards Pokemon investing, or what I've seen over the last month. Before we jump really into the video though, if you haven't subscribed, please do so. It means a lot. We're really developing a pretty solid community out here. And if you want to join that community as a member, you can do so just by clicking on the homepage, and then you can shoot me a personalized email and I'll get back to you with any advice if you become a member. Anyway, back onto the topic at hand. Lots and lots of doom, catastrophic sort of titles and headlines, and I don't know whether they're there just to hook people in to watch a video. We all do that as YouTube. You need to make your thumbnail a hook to try and get people to click on it. But if I put a hook out there, it's my thoughts and my beliefs. I won't put a hook out there saying Pokemon investing is dead when I don't think it is. Like, that's just pointless. You know, you need to be true to yourself and true to your thoughts and true to your opinions and back them up. And that's what I want to do in this video. So I said I want to flip your thinking, right? So a lot of those people that are saying Pokemon card investing is dead over the last month, let's have a look at a few things, okay? And I'm going to look at Sword and Shield and, of course, Scarlet and Violet. And I think this is the reason people are saying Pokemon investing is dead, is because of Scarlet and Violet. Now, what you've got to realize with Scarlet and Violet is the cards are actually beautiful. And I'm going to do a video on this very soon in regards to those Paldean Pokemon, the new artwork, the illustration rares, the special illustration rares. The artwork is actually beautiful. And if you can't recognize that, then I don't know, something's got to be wrong there, because it truly is. The Pokemon Company have done a fantastic job with it. Now, I think one of the main issues with it is we don't have those really, really hard chase cards to pull, which demand high value. Now, what I mean by this is, okay, let's look at, say, Obsidian Flames Charizard, which, from all accounts, from what it seems, from people that have maybe opened 3,000 packs or 5,000 packs or even 10,000 packs, it's about in a 1 in 200 to 1 in 250 pack opportunity to pull that main chase card, the Charizard EX. Now, that seems a bit easy. And if it's that easy, prices are going to reflect that. Let's say, for argument's sake, that Charizard had a 1 in 2,000 pack or 1 in 2,500 pack. So it was 10 times harder to pull. That means we'd have 10 times less on the market, and we'd have 10 times less graded opportunities on the market. And all of a sudden, we'd have a really hard-hitting, heavy-priced chase card. And if we have a hard-hitting, heavy-priced chase card inside a set, the box price is going to be a little bit dearer. I think that's the main issue with people with Scarlet and Violet at the moment. Now, that's not the only issue, because there's lots of things going on, like, you know, old arts from Sword and Shield era tanking. Well, let's just look at a few things from Sword and Shield era, right? We had some really, really popular sets from Sword and Shield, okay? Ones with some serious, organic, natural demand. Evolving Skies, of course, being the main one. We had sets like Lost Origin, which had that beautiful Giratina V to chase. And then we had a set like Brilliant Stars, which also had a heap of natural demand for it. Like, the demand was strong for Brilliant Stars because you had Old Art Charizard, you had Rainbow Charizard V-Star. You also had the reintroduction of Trainer Gallery cards, which hadn't been around since Cosmic Eclipse. So Brilliant Stars had heaps of demand. Brilliant Lost Origin, Evo Skies, like demand, demand, demand. Then we had some early sets like Voltage and Darkness Ablaze that come out during COVID, which was sort of hard to get your hands on, even though they just seemed to get printed into oblivion because of that, I suppose, supply chain issues during COVID. But let's look at some of the sets that didn't have that natural organic demand, okay? And the main one that comes to my mind is Fusion Strike. Fusion Strike over the last month, this is a month of data, has gone up about $20 in the last month. Chilling Reign. Look at Chilling Reign's graph, how that's moved over the last month. So all these doomsayers over the last month with these headlines saying Pokemon investing's dead. Why is this happening? Explain this. Explain one set that's gone down in the last month. From Sword and Shield, from Scarlet and Violet. All of Scarlet and Violet, from what I can see, Paldea Evolved, Obsidian Flames, Scarlet and Violet base, have all remained pretty neutral. Give or take like 1%. I don't think you can even call that much of a fluctuation. All of them have barely moved, okay? You can still buy them at most retailers for, $85, $90, $100 depending on where you get them from. So it hasn't really moved. But let's look at some more Sword and Shield ones, right? Okay, even Astral Radiance has gone up a little bit in the last month. And that was a set that had not much natural demand for it. It was one of those ones that everyone was like, wow, this, Sword and Shield's popping off. And then Astral come out and everyone was a bit like, yeah, nah, that ain't as good as what it has been. But I'm sneaky confident on Astral Radiance. And even another one, Silver Tempest, which even when it got caught up in that, I don't want to call it a controversy, but it had that Tin Saga where the pull rates were so easy for heavy hitters like Old Arts, particularly that Lugia. And all of a sudden, there was this, it's killed Silver Tempest, it's killed Lugia V, Old Art. But even that's gone up in the last month. So I'm here to flip your thinking. And here's another point, right? Warren Buffett said, okay, when everyone else is fearful, that's when you should be opportunistic. Like, I might have paraphrased that a fair bit. It probably wasn't his exact quote there. But he said something very similar, okay? It's funny because during COVID or even 2 years ago when it was just like everyone's like, invest in Pokemon, invest in Pokemon, invest in Pokemon, everyone hopped on the train even though it had already left the station. And now the opposite's coming out where people are going, economic times are a bit harder. There's not a lot of spare coin around. Interest rates have gone up. Everyone's mortgages, a lot of people are coming off interest-only mortgage repayments, and all of a sudden, their bills are up $400 a month or $1,000 a month on their mortgage. Can't buy Pokemon cards anymore. Let me tell you though, the hobby is still super strong and it's not going anywhere. We've got the 30th anniversary, which will be around the corner before we know it. That's going to be marketed so heavy, particularly in the Pokemon card investing world. It's going to bring heaps of people back to the hobby. And I think, by the time the 30th anniversary comes around, you'd be kicking yourself you didn't buy Fusion Strike at, what are they now, Australian? 210 Australian, 215 Australian, which is like 140 US. Like, you'll be kicking yourself for not buying Silver Tempest at whatever they are, 200 Australian or 210. Like, you will be kicking yourself. I'm here to flip your thinking. Now is the time to cash in. I feel like I am going on a bit of a rant, aren't I? But hopefully, you get my point, okay? All this doomsday commentary around everything crashing, okay? Most of the Sword and Shield sets have risen over the last month, some to big degrees. Every Scarlet and Violet set so far over the last month has remained relatively stable. We will see Scarlet and Violet in the future pick up. It will. It just will. You need to have some confidence in the hobby. I was talking to a guy at work. He's so heavy into comic books. Like, he's just got thousands and thousands of comic books, like just boxes and boxes full of them. He flips them, he sells them, he grades them, he does everything in there, sends them off to get, I don't know exactly how it works. I'm not into comic books, but you get them pressed and you get, some things sort of fixed up on it. So, maybe a grade of a 7 goes to a 9 or a 9.4 or however the thing works with probably CGC comic book grading. So, he's so heavy into it. And he was talking about that 30-year rule where once a comic book becomes 30 years old, it's no longer like this skeptical investment anymore. It's like it's now reached a maturity, and particularly a lot of even the older comic books, they've reached a maturity where they're no longer this skeptical, fun toy investment anymore. They've got their own place set in stone. And, will we see that for Pokemon? The 30th anniversary is very close. Okay, a base set booster box first edition sold, I think it was at PWCC auctions the other week for 200,000 US. Like, it's still strong. Yes, things have dropped back a tiny bit from pandemic levels, but as has everything else, as has house prices. I'm in the car industry. You know, used cars that we used to be getting 60 grand for, we're now probably getting 50, 51 grand for the same used car with the same kilometers at the same age. Like, things have pulled back. So we shouldn't be surprised if the Pokemon card market has pulled back. Everyone's saying bear market. That's another word that's being thrown around. You know, when's the next bull market coming? Well, this is the time we should be buying, okay? While prices are cheaper. Because I can guarantee you, come 30th anniversary, come 5 years' time, you'll be kicking yourself, or the next bull market, you'll be kicking yourself that you didn't pick the cards or the booster boxes up at the prices that they are now. Rant over. I'm Michael. This is Pokeoz. Catch everyone next time.